Hello everyone. I'm going to take a few seconds to set up my IG live feed. If you are joining us on YouTube, just give me a few seconds to set up my IG live feed and then we can begin. We're live on my IG and we are live on my YouTube channel. Hello everyone, welcome to Life's Journey with Benedicta. Sorry we're starting very late. I don't know what part of Lagos that you're in. It is raining cats and dogs here at Lekki. The rain is so much, and whenever it rains this much, we have internet connectivity issues. So it took me quite a while to come on. At a point I thought I was not going to be able to make it for today's show, but luckily for me, here we are. Thank you all for your patience. Thank you for joining in. Fifi Lovey, hi boo boo. Hello darling. Thank you for joining in. So if you're joining for the very first time, this is Life's Journey with Benedicta. We're live every Saturday on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tastebudzng. And on today's topic, we will be discussing the ills of social media. You know, a lot of good comes out of social media. For example, my business was built solely on social media. I started Tastebudz on social media. So there are so many positives of social media. Don't get me wrong. But today I want to talk about the ills of social media. How do we raise our children in a world that has been distorted by social media? When we are talking, thank you, Fifi. When we are talking about distortion of our lives or distortion of the lives that our children are living as a result of social media, we are talking about the ills that social media has brought upon us in terms of the way we live, in terms of the way we raise our children, in terms of the difficulties we even face as parents in this era of social media when it comes to raising children. It isn't easy. Our mothers will tell you that what we are seeing in today's world, it's alarming to them, it's shocking. The kind of things that they would have been able to get away with as parents in their own time, it's almost impossible for us. If you're a mom, if you're a parent, you can relate to what I am talking about. In this era that we're in, it is so difficult to see academic excellence celebrated on social media. If you should put up a post of a child graduating from college with a first class, you're going to find out that after 24 hours, you probably would have 20 to 30 likes. But if you should put up a picture of a girl, a young girl, beautiful young girl, with a big booty, looking all good and all curvy, you're going to get thousands of likes in a matter of hours. It goes further to say if you even put up a picture of a beautiful curvy woman dancing or shaking her behind or whatever it is she's got, in a couple of hours, you're going to get thousands of likes, thousands of comments, people thumbing up and all of that. But why is that not the case when it comes to celebrating academic excellence, celebrating intellectual achievements? It isn't so. Why? Is it because the priorities that we now place on our lives, on what we term as achievement, has changed? What used to be an achievement back in the day is no longer seen as an achievement. So much emphasis has been placed on ostentatious living, false living, indecency. This wasn't the case when we were children. And as parents, what are we doing to curb this? What are we doing to raise the next generation in making them realize that they are as beautiful as their minds are, not just their bodies? Personally, I have never gone under the knife for any surgery whatsoever. If it's not medical, I'm not going to risk my life. That is a personal decision. And that is because I know that there is beauty in everything. In any shape or form or size that you find yourself in, you are beautiful. And as a parent, I think it is important for us to instill this value into our children. Let them realize that they are as beautiful as their minds are, not just their bodies. I remember growing up, my mom used to drum it into our heads that you cannot just be a pretty face in this world. You have to achieve more as a human being. You have to strive to empower yourself intellectually and otherwise. Anybody can be a beautiful woman. My mom used to drum this into our head growing up, and I realized that it has made me the kind of person that I am today. I do not attribute my successes just to how I look. I have come to realize that my successes as a person, as an individual, it's a compilation of everything that I am. My intellectual prowess, my financial prowess, my ability to love humanity, my ability to feel empathy for the next person. It shouldn't just end with who you are or how you look as a person. Golden_nourishment says, yes, there is beauty in imperfection. Exactly. There is beauty in imperfection. There was a day I was taking a ride with one of my daughters, and I saw a lady that wasn't, I wouldn't say properly dressed, but what she wore didn't accentuate her beautiful features. One thing you should realize as a person is that you are beautiful the way you are. You cannot be perfect. Everything about you cannot be perfect. But there is beauty in imperfection. There is beauty in those things you see as imperfect. You cannot have a perfect nose, perfect hairline, perfect body figure, perfect height, perfect complexion. But guess what? There is beauty in all of these things. So this lady I saw on the road, I believe wasn't really dressing to to accentuate the beautiful features she had. Rather, she wore something that, made those parts that weren't so appealing very obvious. And then I said something to my daughter. I was like, look at how that lady is dressed. She's not even looking fine, I said something like that. Immediately, my daughter corrected me and she said, Mommy, everybody is beautiful. And I was like, oh, sorry, my darling. I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean she as a person isn't beautiful. I only meant that what she's wearing is not flattering to her curves or her body type. We should remember as people, as individuals, we should learn to dress in such a manner that it flatters the positives that we have, rather than showcasing those parts that might not be too appealing. And that is why we have things like dressing age appropriate. There's a certain age you get to, I believe you cannot wear miniskirts. Like if you're 50 or 55, what business do you have wearing a micro miniskirt to the mall? Is now age inappropriate. So there's a particular dressing for every age, every body type. But remember, everybody is beautiful in the way that they are made. So back to what I was saying, my daughter corrected me and said, Mommy, everybody is beautiful. Why would you say that? And I immediately apologized and I said, no, I didn't mean it that way, that she as a person isn't beautiful. I only meant that what she's wearing doesn't really flatter her. But thinking about it, I was proud of the daughter that I had raised. I was happy in my heart for my daughter to immediately correct me and say, Mommy, everybody is beautiful. I said to myself, job well done, Benedicta. You've raised a beautiful woman, a woman that is beautiful at heart. Because whether we like it or not, we all contribute to the society that we're in. If we are saying people are going out of their ways to look a certain way, people are going out of their ways to live ostentatious lifestyles, people are going out of their way to live false lives, it is because of the pressures that we have mounted upon ourselves as a society. The person looking down at you and making you feel ugly or making you feel wretched did not fall from the sky. The person is your neighbor. The person is your friend. The person is a relative. The person is someone living in your society. And we make up this society. So this change has to come from each and every one of us. We have to stop placing too many standards, setting too many standards for ourselves to meet. Because like in Nigeria, they'll say, no good. Why do people do past themselves? Why? It is because of the expectations of the society. And who are the people that makes up the society? We make up the society. So we have to stop looking down on each other, looking down on ourselves. My friend and sister was supposed to join me today, Binta_. I don't know if she's online. She was supposed to join me in treating this topic. Binta_Ghana, if you're here, just wave. If you're here, you can wave so I can invite you to join me live. If you're here, Binta, just wave so I can invite you. So, the emphasis that we place upon ourselves as individuals is way too much, and it is destructive. That is what is killing us as a society. So the change has to come from each and every one of us. We have to stop expecting so much from each other, and we have to start complimenting one another for our achievements. Every milestone, you should give yourself a pat on the back. We should learn to congratulate people. We should learn to celebrate with people, encourage people, be there for them, rather than, expecting so much from them and making them feel they've achieved nothing, or they are worthless, or they are not good enough. as an individual, when we start encouraging each other, the pressure that has been mounted on the pressures that we have mounted on ourselves will be drastically reduced. And as parents, I want to encourage us to nurture our children in such a way that they would realize that their self-worth is all it takes, that they are capable of achieving anything they set their minds to. Imagine as a mom, if all you do every day is take pictures, decent and indecent pictures, put them up on social media. Every single item you have in your wardrobe is on social media. Every single achievement you've made in life, including the ones that you have not achieved, you put them on social media. I call them make-believe lifestyle. You don't own a car. You borrow your neighbor's car, you pose with the car and you write, "Big God, small girl, big God. I just got this car last week." And your children are watching. They are looking at you living this false lifestyle. What do you expect them to make of it? How do you expect them to look at you? And how do you expect them to see the world around them? Remember that children learn more by watching rather than by listening. You think, oh, I'll talk to my children and they will do what I've said. No, your children are going to do what they see. Most of the time, they do what they see, not what they are told to do. So let us remember that each time we live that fake life on social media, each time we project those things that we do not have on social media and claim them to be ours, our children are watching. They are watching and they are learning. And they are going to reproduce. But they are going to be reproducing on a higher magnitude or on a higher level. So when we as a society, we as parents are complaining, why are our children the way they are? Why are they embracing nudity so much on social media? You're going to see a lady dressed up on social media with emphasis. The pictures, the videos is going to place emphasis on her camel. I'm not going to end it. You know what it is. What really are they trying to project? What's the message you're trying to send across? You taking a picture with your camel really out there. I even hear that these days women go as far as padding it up, to make it look really thick and all of that. And then you put that picture out there and your children are watching, your daughters, your sons are watching. What do you expect them to make of this world? Why wouldn't they embrace nudity publicly the way they have? Why wouldn't they celebrate nudity publicly the way they have? It is our making. We are the ones that are encouraging this new generation to embrace ostentatious lifestyles the way they have. We are partly to be blamed, majorly to be blamed, with the way our children have embraced false living. As a parent, whether you like it or not, I want you to know today that your children are learning more by watching you than from listening to you. So if we are complaining that, oh, what has the world become? We're no longer celebrating academic excellence. We're no longer celebrating achievements the way we celebrate body type, body structure, wealth, excessive show off of wealth. It is our fault as parents. We are to be blamed. Primarily, we are to be blamed. So what can we do to reverse this cycle? As parents, as guardians, as adults, what can we do to reverse this circle? Because it has become a vicious circle. Children are becoming suicidal. Young adults are becoming suicidal. Even parents are becoming suicidal because they feel that they have failed when it comes to achieving those things that our society has spelled out as success. Feel they have failed. So what can we do to reverse this vicious circle? What can we do? I tell you, one, we have to start from ourselves, within ourselves, as individuals, to start encouraging one another, to celebrate each achievement of one another. Expect nothing from the next person. Instead, encourage them to be the best that they can. Then if you are a parent, I want you to start from your home. Start talking to your children. Make them realize that they've got self-worth. They should celebrate themselves as individuals. Understand that they are more than just their physical looks. What your child has up here, the type of mind that your child has, should be nurtured, should be celebrated. Let them realize that it takes more than just a pretty face to be a success story in life. It takes more than just a beautiful body to be a success story in life. Your body is not the only tool you need to get you to that place you want to arrive at. Let us stop celebrating mediocrity. Let us stop celebrating people for the size of their wallet, the kind of loud lifestyles that they live, or the way that they look. Maybe, just maybe, this might reduce this vicious need to look in a certain way, to look perfect. A lot of women are going under the knives now, not because they feel they need that surgery, cosmetic surgery, but because they're doing it to please the society that they found themselves in. They want to look in a certain way. They want their body parts to look in a certain way. The pressures we're mounting on ourselves is way too much. It has become destructive. And until we begin to change this vicious circle individually, nothing can come out of our society in the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Look at where we are as a country. Look at Nigeria as a country where we are. We are not producing world-celebrated scientists. We don't have any groundbreaking scientific discoveries. We are not evolving as a society. Rather, we are devolving. And that is simply because of the value system that we now have in place. This value system celebrates ostentatious living, celebrates nudity, celebrates false living, celebrates indecency in all its ramifications. So what do you expect to come out of a society like this? What do you expect? Nothing. So before we point our fingers at the next person and say, oh, this is all your fault. This is the reason why my daughter is dressing indecently, or this is the reason why my daughter loves to be nude on social media. It is all our fault. All of us. We are the ones that makes up the society. We make up the society. So we should stop pointing our fingers at the next person. Oh, it's your fault. Oh, it's my fault. Collectively, we can change this vicious circle. And remember, if you are a parent, you have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. So please remember, indecency shouldn't be celebrated on social media. We should try. We can do it. We can do it as parents, as adults. We can train the next generation to be better off if we try. And for those of you that go on social media telling everybody, my dear, my love, my darling, if somebody isn't your darling, if somebody isn't your love, somebody isn't your sweetheart, please stop fooling them. It's part of the false living we're talking about. Be authentic, be real. If you're not in love with somebody, do not tell them you love them. And for the young generation out there, I'm going to warn you of the ills of dating on social media. People want to come out and have a boyfriend on social media. Oh, I just saw this person on social media. He said hi. A lot of women, a lot of men have been stalked from social media and have been killed. A lot. Themselves from their DMs, and from the DMs, they went out on one date, one thing led to another, and the girl is no more, the guy is no more. So that is the false living I am talking about. Please, let's not encourage false living. This is one of the ills that social media has brought upon us. False living, ostentatious lifestyle. You do not need to put out everything you own out there. No, it doesn't make any sense. Some people do this just to ensure that other people are envious of their lifestyle. They are envious of the kind of lives they live. And some people actually do this to lure other people into, I call it a debt trap. Take, for example, I don't own a Jaguar, and then I borrow a Jaguar from my neighbor, and then I pose and I write, what God cannot do does not exist. Check out my new whip. And this Jaguar doesn't belong to me. What message am I sending across to my neighbor that is struggling to make ends meet? What message am I sending to my relative that is struggling to pay his or her child's school fees? I'm unable to help them financially, but here I am showing off a new Jaguar whip that it's not even mine. It doesn't belong to me. The next 2 months, you're showing another car belonging to some other person, and you're saying, small girl, be God. So we should stop living false lifestyles. We should stop making people unnecessarily green with envy. And we should stop propagating nudity on social media. All of this is on us as parents, is on us as adults, is on us as the custodians of our society. And these are the values that we need to change if we want a better society for our children's future. We want our children to be better than we are. We want them to use the social media for the positives. Like when I started this show, I told you that there are a lot of positives on social media. For example, I started Tastebudz on social media. A lot of people out there started their businesses on social media. So there are so many goods on social media. But what we are concerned are the ills that social media has brought upon us, and how we as parents ought to fight against these ills, especially when it comes to raising our children. And our children are the future they are the future, they are our own tomorrow. So what we do is what they see, is what they will reciprocate, is what they will reciprocate. They are learning from it. They are learning from it. So let us be very mindful. There is somebody calling me repeatedly on my Instagram live feed, And if she continues, we're going to lose this. So please let us be guided. And let us do our best to ensure that the next generation understand that indecency is not going to take them anywhere. Rather, it is what they are capable of doing. It is how beautiful their minds are. It is what they are able to do as individuals that would take them to the next level. So if you're joining us for the first time, this is Life's Journey with Benedicta. We're here live every Saturday on youtube.com/TastebudzNG. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please remember to subscribe and drop your comments in the comment section. See you same time next week. Thank you for joining in, and bye-bye.